Most entrepreneurs don't fail because they lack intelligence, talent, or even funding. They fail because they ignore the fundamental rules of success. These rules aren't just ideas, they're the foundation that separates those who struggle from those who thrive. And here's the hard truth. Success isn't about luck. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the right decisions, following the right principles, and showing up even when things don't feel easy. Think about this. Why do some people start with nothing and build multi-million-dollar businesses while others, who have access to the same opportunities, stay stuck for years? It's not just talent. It's not just hard work. It's about following the right rules and knowing when to pivot, push through, and scale. Every successful entrepreneur follows these principles, not by accident, but because they work. Whether you're just starting your journey or have been grinding for years without seeing the results you want, these 8 rules will give you the clarity and strategy you need to take your business to the next level. And the first rule? It's something most struggling entrepreneurs get wrong every single day without even realizing it. Let's get into it. Rule number 1, the 80/20ths rule. Focus on what moves the needle. Have you ever felt like you're working non-stop but never really making progress? Like you're constantly busy but your business isn't growing the way you want it to? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most entrepreneurs fall into the trap of thinking that being busy means being productive. But here's the truth. Most of what you do each day isn't actually moving your business forward. That's where the 80/20ths rule comes in. This principle states that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your actions. The problem is, most people spend all their time on the wrong things. They get stuck answering emails, tweaking their website, creating endless social media posts, and handling minor tasks that make them feel productive, but don't actually create growth. Meanwhile, the top entrepreneurs, the ones building businesses that scale, focus on just a few key activities that drive real results. Elon Musk isn't spending his days responding to messages or fine-tuning marketing emails. He's making high-impact decisions that push Tesla and SpaceX forward. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon by micromanaging employees. He obsessed over the company's long-term strategy and systems that allowed Amazon to dominate e-commerce. So, how do you apply this? First, take a hard look at how you spend your time. Identify the few actions that actually lead to business growth. Sales, partnerships, product development, content creation, and double down on them. Then, eliminate or outsource the rest. If answering emails isn't growing your business, delegate it. If editing videos is slowing you down, hire someone to do it. Most entrepreneurs don't need to work harder. They need to work on the right things. The 80/20ths rule is the shortcut to success, but only if you're willing to let go of the distractions and focus on what truly matters. But even if you master this rule, success is still impossible if you don't follow the second rule. Because at some point in your journey, no matter how talented or hardworking you are, you're going to feel like quitting, and that's where obsession becomes your only option. Rule number 2, obsession beats motivation. Motivation is a powerful thing, but there's one problem: it never lasts. If your entire success plan relies on waking up feeling motivated every day, you've already lost. Motivation is temporary. It fades when things get hard. The entrepreneurs who actually make it, they don't depend on motivation, they are obsessed. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel good. Obsession says, I'll do it no matter what. That's the key difference. Steve Jobs wasn't casually interested in technology. He was obsessed with making Apple revolutionary. He didn't quit when the company fired him. He came back and made it stronger than ever. Oprah Winfrey didn't let rejection stop her. She faced enormous obstacles early in her career, but her commitment to her vision never wavered. And here's the truth every entrepreneur needs to hear. There will be days when you feel like you're failing. There will be moments when everything in you says it would be easier to quit. This is where most people give up. They think the struggle is a sign to stop. But the ones who win, they keep going anyway. Obsession is what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't. It's what makes you show up when no one is watching, when you don't see results yet, when doubt creeps in. So how do you train yourself for obsession? Start by eliminating the idea that you need to feel motivated to take action. Build daily habits that make success inevitable. Commit to your goals as if failure is not an option. Surround yourself with people who push you to think bigger and work smarter. Because here's the reality. If you're only working when you feel like it, you're never going to reach your full potential. But when you become obsessed with making it happen, nothing can stop you. But even with obsession, your business will never grow if you don't manage your most valuable asset, your time. And that's where rule number 3 comes in. Rule number 3, master time, master business. Most entrepreneurs don't run their businesses run them. They feel like they're always working, but somehow they never have enough time. And the reason? They let distractions dictate their schedule instead of taking control of their time. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and how you use it will determine your level of success. You can always make more money, but you can never get back wasted time. Warren Buffett is one of the richest men in the world, yet he spends 80% of his time reading and thinking. He's not in constant meetings, he's not drowning in emails. He focuses on learning, making strategic decisions, and maximizing his time for what truly matters. Elon Musk runs multiple billion-dollar companies and still manages his time with extreme discipline. He schedules his day in 5-minute time blocks, making sure every minute is accounted for. Oprah Winfrey has built an empire by being intentional about where she directs her energy. Successful people don't just work harder, they work smarter. They know that every wasted hour is an hour they could have spent building their vision. So how do you start taking control of your time? First, stop letting your day be dictated by low-value tasks. Identify the things that actually push your business forward and schedule them first. Use time blocking to make sure your most important work gets done before distractions take over. And learn to say no to things that don't align with your biggest goals. Because if you don't take control of your time, someone else will. But even if you master time management, you will eventually hit a wall if you don't learn how to leverage people and systems. Because no successful entrepreneur builds alone. And that's where rule number 4 comes in. Rule number 4, never build alone, leverage people and systems. Most struggling entrepreneurs have one thing in common. They try to do everything themselves. They believe that if they want it done right, they have to do it alone. It feels like the smart move at first. It saves money, it keeps things under control. But in reality, it's the fastest way to burn out and stall growth. You can't scale something significant by yourself. At some point, if you want to go from running a small business to building something truly successful, you need to stop acting like an employee in your own company and start thinking like a CEO. Look at the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. None of them build alone. Jeff Bezos didn't personally package Amazon's first orders. He built a team and designed a system that allowed the company to scale globally. Richard Branson runs over 400 companies, but he's not sitting in an office micromanaging each one. He finds talented leaders, gives them control, and focuses on the big picture. Successful entrepreneurs understand that time is their most valuable resource. And if you're spending your time on things that don't directly lead to growth, you're holding yourself back. So how do you start leveraging people and systems? First, look at your daily tasks and ask yourself, which of these can only be done by me? If the answer is not much, it's time to delegate. Hire a virtual assistant to handle emails and admin work. Outsource design, editing, or repetitive tasks that drain your time. Create automated systems for scheduling, customer service, and lead generation. The earlier you start delegating and automating, the faster you scale. Because the truth is, the more you try to control everything, the less you actually grow. But even if you have the best team and the most efficient systems, your business will still fail if you refuse to adapt. And that's why rule number 5 is critical. Rule number 5, pivot fast. Don't cling to failing ideas. The business world is full of entrepreneurs who held onto a failing idea for too long. They thought if they just worked harder, if they just stuck it out a little longer, things would turn around. But the reality is, no amount of effort can fix a broken strategy. The biggest killer of businesses isn't lack of funding or even competition. It's the refusal to pivot when something isn't working. Netflix used to be a DVD rental company. When streaming technology emerged, they didn't hold on to their old model out of fear. They adapted fast. Blockbuster, on the other hand, refused to change. They ignored the shift in consumer behavior, and they paid the price. Instagram wasn't always a photo-sharing platform. It started as a check-in app called Bourbon. But when the founders noticed that users were mainly using it to share pictures, they scrapped the original concept and focused entirely on photo sharing. That pivot led to one of the most successful social media platforms in history, YouTube. It was originally a video dating website, but when they saw people uploading random videos instead of dating clips, they adapted. And now it's the largest video platform on the planet. The lesson? Markets evolve, trends shift, and if you're not paying attention, you'll get left behind. You have to be willing to let go of an idea that's not working, no matter how much time or money you've already invested in it. So how do you know if it's time to pivot? If your business is struggling to gain traction, if your audience isn't responding, or if your growth has completely stalled despite your best efforts, it's time to rethink your strategy. Look at the data, listen to what your customers are telling you, and don't let fear keep you stuck. Because even if you pivot at the right time, none of it will matter if you let fear and doubt control you. And that's why rule number 6 is so important. Rule number 6, control your mindset, master fear and doubt. Your biggest enemy in business isn't competition. It's not the economy. It's not even failure. It's your own mind. Entrepreneurship is 80% mental and only 20% strategy. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you let fear and self-doubt control you, you'll never take the action needed to succeed. Every entrepreneur faces fear. The fear of failing, of looking stupid, of losing money. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to that fear. Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx, was taught from a young age that failure wasn't something to be ashamed of. It was something to be embraced. Every night at dinner, her father would ask her, "What did you fail at today?" That mindset helped her push past rejection after rejection when she was trying to get Spanx off the ground. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to quit, she saw it as part of the process. Jeff Bezos used what he called the regret minimization framework to make decisions. When deciding whether to quit his secure Wall Street job to start Amazon, he asked himself, "When I'm 80 years old, will I regret not taking this risk?" The answer was yes, and that was all he needed to move forward. Fear is a natural part of the entrepreneurial journey, but you cannot let it dictate your decisions. The best way to overcome fear is through action. Take small risks daily. Step outside your comfort zone and train your brain to see challenges as opportunities. Because if you don't master your mindset, it won't matter how smart or hardworking you are. Fear will always hold you back. And for many entrepreneurs, nothing creates more fear than money. That's why rule number 7 is about shifting the way you think about it. Rule number 7, money is a tool, not a goal. Most people spend their entire lives chasing money. They think if they can just make enough, they'll finally feel secure. But no amount of money will ever be enough if you don't know how to use it correctly. The biggest difference between struggling entrepreneurs and wealthy ones is this. Wealthy entrepreneurs see money as a tool, not a destination. They don't hoard it. They don't fear losing it. They use it to buy time, create opportunities, and build assets that generate more wealth. Jeff Bezos reinvested every bit of Amazon's early profits back into the business. He wasn't focused on making himself rich, he was focused on growth. Warren Buffett doesn't sit on his wealth, he invests it, letting his money work for him. If you're constantly afraid to spend money, whether it's on hiring help, investing in education, or expanding your business, you're thinking small. Money is meant to move, it's meant to flow. The key is using it wisely. Invest in things that bring a return, whether that's in the form of more time, more income, or more opportunities. Learn to separate bad spending from smart investing, because once you understand how to use money instead of just chasing it, you'll finally start to experience true financial freedom. But even with all the money in the world, success is meaningless if it doesn't last. That's why rule number 8 is about thinking long-term. Rule number 8, build a legacy, not just a business. Money can run out, a company can fail, but a legacy, that lasts forever. The most successful entrepreneurs don't just build businesses, they build movements, ideas, and brands that outlive them. Steve Jobs didn't just create computers, he created a vision that changed the way people think about technology. Oprah Winfrey built more than a career, she built an empire that continues to empower people worldwide. If your only goal is making money, you'll never build something truly lasting. But if you focus on impact, on creating something bigger than yourself, the money will follow. Think about what you want to be remembered for. Focus on building something that will continue to thrive long after you're gone. Because at the end of the day, success isn't about what you earn. It's about what you leave behind. Success isn't an accident. It's not something that happens to a lucky few while the rest are left behind. It's a process, a formula, a series of decisions that, when made consistently, lead to real results. Now you know the rules. The same principles that self-made millionaires, world-class entrepreneurs, and industry leaders follow to build businesses that last. Now you know the rules. The same principles that self-made millionaires, world-class entrepreneurs, and industry leaders follow to build businesses that last. The real question is, what are you going to do with this information? Because knowledge alone isn't enough. You can watch videos, read books, and take courses, but if you don't apply what you've learned, nothing changes. The people who succeed are the ones who take action. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't get stuck in overthinking. They pick one thing, commit to it, and execute relentlessly. If you're serious about building a business, about creating financial freedom, about making an impact, this is where it starts. So let's recap the 8 rules that will take you from struggling entrepreneur to unstoppable success. First, focus on what actually moves the needle. The 80-20 rule isn't just a theory, it's a reality. Most of what you do doesn't matter. Double down on the 20% of actions that drive real results and eliminate the distractions that slow you down. Second, forget about motivation. It's temporary. What you need is obsession, the kind of relentless commitment that pushes you forward even when things get hard. Third, master your time. If you don't control your schedule, your business will control you. Prioritize high-impact work, automate the small stuff, and make every hour count. Fourth, stop trying to do everything yourself. No one succeeds alone. Build a team, leverage systems, and free yourself from the busy work that keeps you stuck. Fifth, pivot when necessary. Holding on to a failing idea won't make it work. Pay attention to what the market is telling you and adapt before it's too late. Sixth, master your mindset. Fear and self-doubt will always be there. The key is learning how to take action anyway. Seventh, shift your relationship with money. Stop chasing it, start using it. Money is a tool to create more freedom, more time, and more opportunities. And finally, think beyond yourself. Build something that lasts. A business that isn't just about making money, but about leaving a lasting impact. These aren't just ideas. They're the foundation of every successful entrepreneur. If you follow them, your success is inevitable. If you ignore them, you'll stay stuck, no matter how hard you work. So now, the choice is yours. Which of these rules do you need to apply right now? Which of these rules do you think should be prioritized? Drop your comment below, and if this helped you, hit that like button so more entrepreneurs can find it. Success is a decision. Make the right one today. See you in the next video.